Hello, televiewers. Good evening and welcome to this other edition of The Point on Media Prime. This day, we are going to be asking the question whether it is time to valorize African traditional medicine. It's been existing for centuries and it is considered by many as the original medicine, but today is considered by many as an alternative to what we naturally are consuming from conventional laboratories. Today we are going to be asking the question as to why being the original today considered as the counterfeit. Is there need for African governments? Is there need for Africans themselves to put in extra efforts to bringing up and placing more confidence in what is produced in Africa, especially African traditional medicine? We are going to be discussing this with Dr. Richard Fru, who is one of the leading traditional practitioners as far as Cameroon is concerned, as far as the CIMAC sub-region is concerned, by North Africa. He's going to be telling us what he thinks about the place of African traditional medicine today, what it would take to move it to another level so that it occupies the real position that is supposed to be its own. We are going to be discussing for almost 90 minutes with him. Dr. Richard Fru, you are regular on The Point. We are glad to have you once again.
Thank you, Mr. Kum. Good evening. It's always my pleasure being here on the program The Point over my media prime.
Yeah. You came all the way from Boya, Southwest Regional Capital this evening. How is Boya?
Well, I've been here for some time.
Okay.
You know, I don't really live in Boya. You know, I have centers all over.
All over.
I crisscross the different towns,
You may be
visiting
Yaoundé.
the centers in Cameroon here.
Okay, so you came in from Yaoundé.
No, I came in from Douala.
Okay, I'll start with you. Why has African medicine not taken the #1 position? It was supposed to occupy this far. It is considered the mother of medicine. Huh?
Yes, you know, it's all politics. You know, Orthodox medicine just came in about just a century ago. Before Orthodox medicine came, what was the medicine that was being practiced all over the world, studied in schools in America, all over in Germany, was natural medicine, traditional medicine. It is just a few people who came up with the Orthodox medicine, then I'll call a few vampires. Then they work, came up with a fraudulent system, then able to penetrate the governments, and then when they captured the governments in USA, they started causing the closure of all the natural schools that were teaching natural medicine. Even in Germany, the same thing, until it reached a point that they were now paying all the doctors that were doing prescription medicine, and then they never wanted medicine people to be trained or to be taught how to live healthy or eating natural things to live healthy. They only wanted that people should depend on medicine. It means that they wanted a system that once somebody is sick, what the doctor is thinking of is just what to prescribe to alleviate the signs and symptoms. And when they succeeded in penetrating the government and amassed so much wealth, they use that wealth now to influence the governments of the Western world. And then also, since they were the colonial masters that came to Africa, they also use that to influence our leaders until we are where we are today. Notwithstanding, World Health Statistics still stand that more than 70% of Africans still rely on traditional medicine for their health needs. But most of the time, since health has been politicized, we see it is the 30% that give the health statistics. Oh, in Cameroon we have statistics shows that there are so and so thousand number of malaria patients. When they give you these statistics, there's just one question to ask: have they gotten statistics from traditional health practitioners who control more than 70% of the population? No. The 30%, they take their statistics and they just pronounce it as if they have contacted us and gotten us. So everything is just politics. So traditional medicine is not relegated to the background. It's still the leading medicine, but politics put orthodox medicine as the leading medicine in Africa.
You say you call some people vampires. That is too hard now.
No, it's not hard. Sorry, but I said the few people who were able to monopolize the system, then brought to the closure of all natural universities and colleges, schools that were training people of natural medicine in America, Germany, and all other countries. I call them vampires.
They have been curing people now. They have saved the world.
Well, it's just like you give somebody gamalin to drink. It's curing the person. Maybe it's killing some microbe or some parasite in the body, but also destroying the person. Okay, if those things were working, I will just give you one example. Before the year 2000, there was this general cry that health for all by the year 2000. What happened? It's a sickness for all by the year 2000. Is that working? Okay. Statistics. Just follow medical statistics. How they keep projecting how disease will increase in the world. If the medicines were working, will disease be decreasing or will be increasing? See the projection they make about cancer, that by this year more than 50% of people will have cancer. If the treatment for cancer were working, will they be projecting that the number of cancer patients will reduce all the way increase? Ask those questions, you see that there's something wrong somewhere.
There's something
wrong somewhere. Why is it that the medicines are working, technology is growing, as they claim that they do work, the medicines are working, but the projection of ill health is showing that it is increasing geometrically.
Yeah, you just made some revelations that some persons say cabal is struggled to close down the existing naturopathic universities. Is that what you are saying?
Yeah, just about more than 1.5 century ago.
Okay,
there was nothing like orthodox medicine. Everything was natural medicine practiced in America. You know the history. I'm just from a conference in Bafoussam. The conference was 3-day conference at the regional hospital conference hall in Bafoussam. That conference sponsored by the German government involved. And during the conference, a lot was also revealed. I also learned a lot of things that I never even knew. That is when you discover the mafia that is existing on the earth. There's a lot of shit beneath the surface of things.
That some schools were closed down?
Not some schools. Everything was, that is, they did everything for all schools of natural medicine to be closed, and they are just trying to resurface now, but they are being suppressed. All the schools before
then, if they were closed down, who do you blame, doctor? You blame those
the vampires.
No, you blame yourselves. Those who were before you, because they allowed themselves to be swallowed up by those you consider vampires to be.
Well, they also have some blame because they were not smart enough. You know, in this way, evil rules over good. The good people, they always plan to, you know, when you are in the midst of lions, you play good, mean you become the sheep that were eaten by the lion. So the people play good and they allow vampires, lions, to eat them.
Okay, maybe it is because there was this discovery that traditional medicine could not meet the needs of the growing population. For example, look at what is happening with COVID. If we were to go by what the traditional medicine could provide, they may not be able to meet the growing needs of the population.
Okay. What orthodox medicine have we been giving people in Cameroon, Nigeria, Ghana, and so on that has caused people not to be dying?
No, in America we've seen people take vaccines, in Italy, in Germany, in the UK, in China we've seen many persons saved. Imagine that number. Was it possible, or is it possible for traditional medicines to meet the needs of this population? Millions of people.
What is medicine? You know, we are always misconstruing that word. In Orthodox health system, they are not supposed to use the word medicine. They say drugs.
Okay.
So, what is medicine? During the first program, the first episode that we held here, I defined medicine. I said, and they are even used the Hippocrates, the acclaimed father of medicine, which most medical doctors, before they graduate in the school of medicine, they take what they call the Hippocratic oath, meaning that they are going to follow the principle of Hippocrates, but they don't follow. Hippocrates he said, and I quote, "Let thy medicine be food, and food be medicine." It means anything called medicine should have food value, and anything called food should have medicinal properties. That is medicine. The orthodox, what people go and consume everywhere. Can you be hungry and you drink you eat all the things you call the drugs they give you as food? Do the drugs have food value? No.
At least they are curative.
But they don't meet the standard of what they call medicine, so they are called drugs, and that's why they call them drugs. So yeah, I'm talking about medicine.
Okay.
I said schools that were teaching medicine in America and Germany were closed and not drugs. So people who promoted drugs came and fought hard with their evil intentions, and the schools for medicine were closed down. Then they opened school for drugs, and then misconstrued the word, use the word medicine to brainwash people to push drugs, not medicine. So anything called medicine must have food value, and anything called food must have medicinal value, and all this can only be gotten from medicine men. Okay. We are the medicine men.
Let me ask the question: how do you make as many medicines? Let's not call it drugs. Faced with the pandemic today, would it have been possible for a medicine man like you?
Yes.
We call it medicine man, huh?
Medicine men.
Would it have been possible for persons like you to provide medicine enough to cater for the needs of the health needs of the population?
Thank you. This goes to, you see, our philosophy in holistic medicine or African medicine is different from the philosophy of people dealing with drugs. Because the philosophy of people dealing with drugs is that once somebody say my stomach is paining, you don't just think of the next thing that you are thinking of the medicine to give to stop the pain. Our philosophy in natural medicine, in that philosophy we believe that you cannot just fall sick without something causing it, without you breaking a principle, without you breaking a law. It means maybe you ate poorly, you abuse some principles of nature. So let me come back to that question, because I was not through it.
Okay.
Yes, concerning COVID-19, how many people are you seeing dying in Africa? Bill Gates and the spouse, they projected that during the peak of COVID,
the divorced wife.
Yeah, that the streets of Africa will be littered with corpses everywhere. Are you seeing them? No. What are the people, the class of people dying a lot of COVID in Cameroon or in Africa? Those who are living the Western lifestyle, who believe in their philosophy. Those people condemn nature, condemn traditional medicine, who believe in eating the European food, the Western foods, taking what is from the West. But our mad people, our street children, our local people, our people in the villages who live the natural way, have you seen them sick and die of COVID? They can even catch it, but they have immunity over it, because their food is medicine and their medicine is food. But once you start eating what does not have medicinal properties, you start eating all the bad food, your body loses vitality, it loses vigor, you become vulnerable, and all what enters you become opportunities.
Doctor, what you're saying here is health education.
Yes.
I'm not necessarily telling us how much medicine you are going to provide for the people if they were to fall sick.
Thank you. I love your question. It's dragging me to maybe like taking back to the classroom. Yes, that is where we frown at the orthodox system of practice. I'm not just condemning. There are good things inside, nice things, nice practices in it, but there's a lot of shortcoming in it. In traditional medicine, the word doctor stems from teacher. Anybody bearing the title doctor, and you don't teach your patients, you don't counsel your patients, you don't educate your patients on how to live healthy, on the type of food to eat. When a patient sits in front of you, you're only thinking of diagnosing disease and giving medicine there. You are not a doctor, because the word doctor stems from the Greek word doseri, which means teacher. It's a teacher. In traditional medicine, we are teachers. That's why you hear me over the radio, the television, the papers. I keep on educating people, because I'm a doctor, which means teacher. Not just a physician, a doctor, teacher. So in traditional medicine, Medicine is not limited in giving pills to people. The first medicine is education. Educate the people, make them conscious, empower them with knowledge. They will know how to live healthy, not to fall sick. Then you counsel them, build their mentality. Then you teach them how to live, they tell water to drink, they tell food to eat, and how to live their lifestyle. Then before going into medicine, then you go to look for the root causes of their problems, which are all tailoring around the breakage of principles. And then you make sure you teach them.
Doctor, is that the job of...
They're also adding medicine.
Is that the job of the doctor? Is it not the job of the Ministry of Public Health that is supposed to have a unit in charge of communication to educate the people on how to eat healthy? We are talking about living healthy here.
It's not the duty.
Do you expect medical doctors from our hospitals to go on TV, on radio, and be doing what you are doing?
No, I was not saying that all of them should go on TV, radio. I said the doctor to patient is a classroom. For us in holistic medicine, our consultation office is a classroom. Every patient that enter before you leave, we educate the patient. Because when we diagnose our patient, we tell you are sick of this because you did this, you were eating like this, you were eating like this. As we are giving medicine to take care of the disease and the root causes, then we also educate you on how to eat, what to drink, what not to drink, what to think, what not to think, what to do, what not to do, what to say, what not to say. We educate our patients. And that's why we are called doctors. We are not just physicians, doctors. So every patient, if you like, contact my patients. Each time patient enter my office, by the time they are going out, they are smiling. I educate them. So every doctor is not supposed to be limited on just diagnosing patients, sent to the lab, they bring a syphilis and so on, just prescribe medicine, go and drink, go and come for control. No, you educate the patient. That is what makes you a doctor. If you are not educating the patient, then you are not a doctor.
Okay, since we are talking about whether it's time to valorize African traditional medicine, we would also, the focus today is to see how to change the perception and make it more acceptable for persons to be able to trust more in what you guys are doing. Doctor, but isn't it also an issue of marketability, the packaging, making it more attractive what you guys are doing? Because if you were to look at maybe yours, maybe a little bit appeal, it has an appeal to see, yes. But when you look at most of what people have of traditional medicine in Africa, it is close to something dirty, it's close to something that is not appealing, and some of your colleagues think that it is the dirty nature that actually proves that it is very potent.
It depends on what you call death. Death is relative. Do you know that nearly most of the things
making it look somehow frightful or somehow
that is where many people have been caught in that trap. Packaging and so on. The people who produce or whatnot, they use packaging to capture the people. Yes, you know, it's good. I love it because you say traditional. Why do you want the traditional? When you go around, you want to eat your chew, do you want it to be well packaged before you eat? You want to eat your Kwakoko Bible, the traditional meals, you want them to be packaged well appealing before you eat? You would have asked them to package it. Why do you go for them? Then the traditional meals, then traditional medicine, you want them to be packaged well appealing before you eat? It is brainwashed, that we have been brainwashed and made stupid, that we start thinking that we must put things to look the way the Western world are making the artificial things and put it in packets to make them appealing to capture people. No. When things are in their natural form, they maintain their energy, they relate to the earth, relate to the supernatural forces, and they interact, and their energy content is maintained and they are more potent. Once you start using all those artificial things, you block them, they don't communicate. For example, our lifespan is reducing because we put on shoe. The shoe prevents you not to tap magnetic energy from the earth. But when you move bare feet, you connect to the earth. The earth suck out negative energy from you and send in some positive force energy in you. And that's why some people, when they are really sick, there are some diseases that you don't need to dig the earth. You bury somebody halfway, fill it, allow the person to be there just for about 1 or 2 or 3 hours. By the time you remove the person, the earth has sucked out all the negative energy, the person gets healed. Some diseases, you don't need to go close to the sea. You take the sea mud, you rub on your body, and you make your declarations, and you suck out all negative energy, you get healed. But when you start putting all the insulators and so on, then you don't communicate. Some traditional medicines, you don't need to put the insulators in plastic wrappings. You block those medicines from connecting to the forces that are communicating with those plants. So they don't really work. There's a lot. Why is it that some medicines, they say people should prepare in clay pots, don't use this. Some they say prepare in calabash, and so on. And when you don't follow the instructions, they don't really work. The force in it must pass through a certain medium to communicate with other forces for them to work.
They're talking
because traditional medicine, not
spirituality.
I'm talking about the metaphysics, or the supernatural.
Yeah, but is that not spiritual?
Supernatural means natural be super. The super means it's just like you have lights.
Yes.
You have lights, you have infra lights. You have normal light that you can see, you have the infra. Everything you have infra. Supernatural means infranatural. The one that is beyond the frequency of your eye. Your eyes are limited in seeing certain. Do you know that you are producing light? If I increase the frequency of your eye, you start seeing a lot of light that you are sending out. You start seeing radio wave frequency that you are sending out. The human eye only sees within a certain frequency of light. When it's below, you don't see. Above, you don't see. So I'm talking about the energies that are coming out. You are here. Can you see hydrogen? Can you see the oxygen? Can you see the nitrogen you breathe? But if they increase the eye frequency, maybe you'll be able to see. Those are natural things that exist. Those are limitations. We say supernatural, or we say they are mystical.
Doctor,
yes.
Do you think that in the 21st century something should be done with the outlook of what is given to people as traditional medicine? You want it to be preserved the way it was done in the 18th century? Is that what you're saying? No,
I'm not saying that it should be like that. I'm saying that our culture should be maintained, but it should evolve. Not that we should copy from the artificial. Just for example,
I'm saying this because I've seen some of your products.
Yes, they look like you don't even believe that they produce in Cameroon.
That's it.
But I do everything to make sure that I maintain some naturality in it.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Yes, we evolve to a certain level, but we still educate people to make sure that they maintain the tradition. But it should evolve, but the tradition should be maintained. That is why I don't produce capsules, because I know that petroleum, this thing, that what they use to capsule, they put the medicine inside. When you drink that material, it will harm you. I don't produce tablets because I need to use starch. I depend where you get the starch. Many people will get starch from cassava. Starch from cassava is rich in cyanide, and when people drink, most of them, it harms them. The cyanide in cassava, it kills. And people just go and get cassava squeezed to get starch to use to produce tablets. It causes a lot of harm. The material you put the capsule, they'll tell you that no, it's petroleum product, it's this one, it's synthetic, this, they harm. I don't do that. But if you open my medicine that purely powder, people say, oh doctor, why can't you make tablets? Why can't you put a capsule? But since I know the material that they use in putting the encapsulating material, I know what it's made of, I don't want to go into that. I know what they use in making tablets to make them solid. I don't want to go into that because I've studied those material use. They are not the best for human health. So you see, I'm evolving by being conscious, working with conscience to make sure that in the course of evolving, I should not imitate other forms of medicines in order to go and intoxicate what I'm doing, make it become more artificial.
Yeah, but you are evolving. I'm
evolving.
But others are not.
No, they're evolving in their own way. You know, when you put animals together, you put other living things together, you want them to run. They don't run at the same speed. You have the cheetah, will run very fast, the lion, then you have the tortoise, will move slowly, but it doesn't mean that it's not moving. It's moving. The worms will move slowly. So maybe I'm running very fast, while the others, they're crawling, while others are walking, and so on. The speeds are not the same, but they're evolving.
So what should be the standard today?
Traditional medicine is not supposed to have any standard, because tradition means it deals with the tradition of the people. Just like you cannot say traditional medicine should be unified to have a particular practice like the orthodox medicine, because tradition means they were following the beliefs of the people within a locality, what they believe, because belief has a lot and faith has a lot to play in medicine. Their belief works in it and they follow their tradition. So the Ngoro man in Southwest will have a way that they follow their tradition to do their own medicine. The Balon man will have their own way. The Barondo man, the Bakwere man, the Bafo man, or the Douala man, the Yaoundé, the Kom, the Mankon, Bafut, they have their different traditions and they will apply the tradition in their traditional medicine.
Some people actually think that some of you people are used to kill people, that you people are likened to witch doctors. What's the difference between a medicine man and a witch doctor?
Witch doctors are everywhere. You have everywhere. They're in the form of scientists producing bombs to kill people. They're in the form of orthodox doctor producing bad drugs, bad vaccines to eliminate races on earth, kill people, lace them, spread AIDS, spread smallpox, and so on. They're everywhere. They're in traditional medicine. You come, they will give you bad things to harm you. They'll kill people. They're everywhere. Even in churches, there are pastors who pray for people to die. They destroy people. They make sacrifices to make their churches come in, and so on. They're everywhere. Why is it that we only focus thinking that those witches are only in traditional medicine? How many witches are in traditional medicine? The higher witches are scientists. That we are moving up and spraying things and polluting, killing our crops, spraying fungi, spraying bacteria, spraying this, and we are sick and dying every day. We don't see. Do you know that I carried out a research and discovered that there was 1 year that more than 40 hospitals were closed in America within a year because they were practicing negative occultism, sacrificing blood, drinking blood, doing a lot of occultism in the hospital. Occultism. Bad occultism, because many I'm using adjective to define the occultism because people think occultism means that evil. Occultic means hidden knowledge. So I mean they were practicing bad hidden knowledge, using it negatively to destroy people. You talk about witch doctors. I carried out research and discovered that even in Cameroon we have so many occultic hospitals. People die there every day. You don't know that it is the people sacrificing it to keep the hospital moving. But you don't know that they died. They're everywhere. People only see traditional doctors. Have you ever, Mr. Kum, you are a good journalist. Have you ever gone around to investigate to see why people are dying in so many hospitals? What is happening? Men are also sacrificing, doing occultism there. People don't know because they wear white, put all these things in their ear moving. You don't know what is happening. Be careful.
But that brings me to my next question to you, which has to do with the way you guys, we're talking about valorizing what you people have been practicing. So
yes.
Don't think that I'm struggling to
no, I love the question because they are triggering what is in me. When you ask those type of questions, they trigger what is to help the society.
My next question is how do you think you people can make yourselves more attractive to the world? I mean, like when you see a medical doctor today, they are in white, they look good, and people think that okay, they are clean, that. And when you see a traditional doctor, he looks somehow. And don't you think you people should start thinking about the fact that when they see a traditional doctor in Africa, the way he looks, he presents himself,
yes, I said, I earlier said, in our field, you see people, you meet them, even though we do everything to preserve our tradition. We preserve it because that tradition has a lot to communicate with Mother Nature, has a lot to interact with the universe. We do everything to maintain it because in traditional medicine, many people want us to just be blind, like people just go and study medicine, come out blindly just prescribing medicine. In traditional medicine, we know that black has a certain power, red has a certain power, white has a certain power, blue has a certain power. We know that you can be sick because you lack some colors in your blood. You can be sick because you have been avoiding certain color of dresses to put on, so you lack certain energies in your system. You can be sick because you are living in an environment that has a certain color. You can be sick because you are living in a room that has been painted with a certain color. which is not good for your health, or it lacks certain color. You can be sick because you are eating foods that are void of certain colors. You can be sick because so many things. We master these things. And that is why they determine how we dress when operating. Not that because I'm primarily every day I should be white. No. The idea is that maybe I will need to rub camwood before I go out to practice. The idea is that maybe I need to rub ebony, or I need to rub mahogany. The idea is that maybe I need to apply certain things before you go out. Even though we are trying to be modern, but we understand the forces that operate in nature, that you need at any moment you need to charge yourself to be able to interact with certain forces depending on your operation on that particular time and day, depending on the task that is before you. So we don't just have to be acting like blind people who want to look modern. Nonetheless, we have modernized things and we are evolving because the world is gradually becoming a global village. People have been over brainwashed so much so that you can package a poison, make it look good, they'll just swallow it because it look good, while you put the best things in what is not well packaged, they'll say no, they're dirty. Just like I'll come back to the previous question as you talk about death. I was trying to say to define what is death. Then another question came in and then caused me to forget. What is death? Maybe people think the soil is dead. Death is relative. Last time here I said if you want to prepare, for example, you want to prepare rice and you find beans in that rice, at that moment that beans is dead relative to that rice, but doesn't mean that beans is harmful. If you want to drink your gari and you find egusi inside the gari that you want to prepare and eat, at that moment the egusi is dead, but doesn't mean that egusi is bad. So it doesn't mean that death is relative. Death is what is not supposed to be somewhere at a particular time. With all this in mind, people should begin to ask questions whether what they are taking into their body, is it really dead or it is something clean. Ask question whether the person from nature, the way you were created, what you are taking into your body every day, are you supposed to put it inside, or because you find it clean, it look attractive, you just put it in your body? For example, if you get up in the morning and your car is outside, just because you see olive oil or any vegetable oil looking so nice, flashy in a bottle, you go and put in the engine of the car because it looks so nice, but the other engine oil, they look dirty, the way people easily put it. You put it in the car. That is where man has gone short of a lot, and man is sick and perishing each day because man has been miseducated, brainwashed, and there are so many things they look at them as clean and good, they are consuming, not knowing that they are dead, they are putting in the system. They go to shops, they buy things packaged, buy all the things looking in flashy bottles, packages, and they go and consume, thinking that they are good, but it's dead. But when they see the local mommy who roasts his cassava or her cassava, or the pa, the who roasts cassava, or maybe he eats because he has not washed his hands, or maybe he has put it on a leaf to eat, and that leaf is dirty. They would have put it in a nice plate to eat. You see how people have misconstrued the word dead because of ignorance. But they don't know that you are looking at that mommy because it's eating on a leaf, or it's eating with hands that has not washed, or it's sleeping on a bamboo bed, is walking with bare feet on the ground. You think she is dirty because you sleep on nice bed, you get up in the morning, you drink all the things, you eat all the things you eat, thinking that you are clean. Instead you are the dirtiest. You are putting the worst of things. You see the worst dirt. You see that mommy that you think, or that papa in the village who is eating what you think is dead, that is what the body wants.
Okay, doctor, some persons are sending some questions here. I don't know, I'll read 3 of them. Good evening, doctor. My sister have been suffering from sickle cell for 35 years now. She has gone to many hospitals but no solution. Can that sick be treated sickle cell? I'm sure doctor has said severally that you can treat it now.
Yes, and we have good treatment
for sickle cell.
Sickle cell in nature.
Okay. This person is asked, Rose. Good evening, Leo and doctor. Why is it that your medicines are very expensive? Loveline is writing from the. Are your medicines actually expensive?
It is a psychology. You see, when a patient goes to the orthodox system, only for malaria they say deposit 50,000 before they start putting on the bed. They don't say it's expensive. But if he came to Dr. Fru, maybe the person is coming with 5,000, 10,000 to come and take treatment. That is the psychology, because people think traditional doctors don't know value. So when you just come, he will just carry gallons of medicine and give you throw some 2,000 or 5,000. Carry gallons of medicine and go.
Is that not the object of our discussions? Valorizing what you guys are doing, attaching maybe more value to what you provide than what the orthodox medicine provides.
Yes, that is why we are working. I say we are growing. That is why I say we are not moving at the same pace. Yeah, but maybe Dr. Fru is moving too fast.
Yeah, but the perception in the minds of people is to understand that you are there to cure, like the person at La Quintine who is there to cure. Why is it that when they ask for 180,000 francs deposit there just because they want to save their lives, we are ready to pay? It's very difficult to question, but very easy to question why you should collect 25,000.
It's brainwash. That's why I don't mind about people who say my medicine are expensive. You see somebody before coming to me, romanticism, arthritis, gout, epilepsy, this. The person comes to me and says, I've been suffering from this disease for 12 years. And if you calculate more the person has been spending for 12 years, it's worth millions. But he's coming with 10,000 to come and cure what he has spent millions. Moving around the world, they have been unable to cure. That is psychology. But it will go to, even to church, they will show small water, 25 milli, people whose churches are built by community. You will buy, we don't say that pastor is expensive too. You know, I always go around because I know where the brainwash is coming from. The brainwash is coming from the orthodox system, from the religious system, and so on. They brainwash the people. When they're coming to us, they're coming with a different mindset. And when they come, you bring in, she was very particular, that Dr. Fru. Why is it that your medicine are expensive? My dear, my medicines are not expensive. I'm a reference doctor. If you come to my place, you see people being referred from US, France, all over. The medicines I give are medicines that I give medicines that to treat disease that people take flight to go to India. They spend millions to go and treat. They take flight to go to Germany. They take flight to go to other countries to treat. But I produce those qualities, but I make them cheap so that even the mami who sells granite, who sell plums, who sell a egusi or a roast corn on the roadside or fish will be able to purchase. But when you come, these reference medicines, because before people come to me, they are moved around the world. And they are coming, most of them say they are coming to me as a bus stop. And when you come, you expect me to give you the same thing that you have been drinking elsewhere. If I give you the same thing, then there is no difference. Then why are you coming to me to still come and take things that will not help you? But I produce high-tech medicines, but I make them cheap.
Doctor, good evening, doctor. I have a small penis and my age is 22. I sex very well, but my penis size is small. Joe Johnson is writing from Bamumbu in Wabane.
It depends on what he says small. It's relative. Because small, it depends. Because women use their smallest finger and they still enjoy. Is it smaller than this finger? It depends on how you use it. It depends on how you use it. Because women enjoy even fingers. So if you use it well, it doesn't matter. And it's related to a woman. You may be saying that it's small, but maybe if you met by a different woman, it will say it's too big. So maybe, that is why when people come to me that I'm too small, I say go and bring your woman. Maybe she's the one who is too open. So I consult them, counsel them. And most of the time when they go back, the problem is solved. So if the person is feeling that, it's just a psychology.
Okay, it is a psychology. Somebody is writing, Dr. Fru, I followed you severally. Do you have a problem with men of God?
I'm a man of God. How can I have a problem with myself? You are a man of God. How can I have a problem with yourself? I have a problem with some pastors, some prophets, some bishops, some reverends, some evangelists, and so on. Not with men of God. When you talk men of God, who is a man of God? Or maybe there is a person, a man of Satan. We are all men of God. I have problem with some particular preachers every day. Watch at the screen. You see what they do every day. Every day they preach rubbish. Many of them preach rubbish, discrediting our tradition, causing people to run away from our traditional medicine. They bring people they have paid to come and testify against herbalists, traditional doctors. They call all traditional doctors witch doctors. When you see them giving testimonies in all those that think they organize to do their business, they bring people to come and testify against traditional doctors. They call all witch doctors. They don't even differentiate.
No, but I'm sure you have some friends who are men of God.
Say pastors.
Okay.
I don't call them men of God. I say pastors, reverend by their name. Okay. When I say men of God, who is a man of God? Who is not a man of God? Are you a man of Satan? We are all children of God, men of God. It's just that these people, some of them are too greedy that they want to monopolize. Man of God is not a title. Man of God is a whole sentence. Say pastor, reverend. We are all children of God. So we are men of God, women of God, children of God.
Dr. Fru, some of them are your friends.
Yeah, many of them.
So why do you say all of them call you people witch doctors?
I say many of them.
Okay.
I did not use the word all. Many of them, especially those who are so blind, who have just gone and did small theology in school, 1 year, 2 years, or 6 months. They just can't carry the Bible, moving around, quoting here and there.
That is their field. How do you understand their field more than them? You are an expert in your field. How do you now understand what they are experts in more than?
I love that question. That is where many of them, when they come, they start challenging me, but when they see beside me, they become dumbfounded. I started teaching in church at the age of 13. I was preparing children for baptism, confirmation, Holy Communion in Catholic Church. I used to go to youth camps.
You are a catechist?
I used to go to youth camps where all the different denominations, they go there, there's competition. I was the one who will lead everywhere. Until there was a point in 1985, one Reverend Father told my uncle, who was a catechist, that it's good I should become a Reverend Father, that he has never seen somebody like me. We wrote the exam in Cameroon. The whole of Cameroon, 26 of us passed that exam to become Reverend Father. What happened is that when the news reached my family, they protested. Thank God I wrote the common entrance, I passed list A, and when I went to Kaskumba in 1986, I was accepted to study in Kaskumba in 1986, and that is when maybe I would have been a reverend. I've been carrying out research. I've exhausted the religious books. Some of them, they don't even master what they are doing just because they have gone and read. I started teaching Bible, teaching religion at the age of 13 in the 80s. That is where they go wrong. Because when I come here and talk, they think I don't have an insight. Then I carry out a lot of research. I have books about the Bible, about the religion that I read. That most of them only carry that small Bible in their movie around, they don't read. There are books that you find only in museums.
We're talking about books, but we are talking about revelations that are revealed by God.
Who is God? Reveal how?
God is the person who created you and myself, the creator of the universe.
My brother, this one, it is a whole broad topic.
Okay.
That
since it's a broad topic, let me ask.
This program.
Let me ask.
We have infants following this program, and there are certain things that I cannot be saying here because there is doctrine for Sunday school, there is doctrine for certain level, and the doctrine that we will see with Bishop will discuss.
Okay. Let me take some questions here. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Please ask Doctor that my wife is suffering from miscarriage. What can I do? Shelton is writing from Yaoundé. Shelton, certainly you call Doctor. Using the numbers on the screen there, Doctor, they should call you. Yeah,
they should call, because when the wife is suffering from miscarriages, it means there's some infection, there are some diseases that she need to be consulted, and then maybe sent to the lab. Then at the end of the day, we conclude to know what is wrong, and we flush all those things out, and everything will be okay.
Okay, somebody says some people suffer for so long before they come to you because they lack enough money to come and see you. Okay, this one says, is there any form of disease that your medicine cannot treat, or has he ever come across a patient that he cannot treat? That is a question I had prepared already, but since Teleview is asking, yes, many persons says you guys treat almost everything.
Yeah, I'm a holistic doctor. We treat almost everything, but not everybody who comes to us get well. Yes, because we know why people are sick. It's not everybody who even comes to Dr. Fru with malaria gets well. Not everybody who comes with typhoid gets well. Not everybody who comes with epilepsy, who comes with all the disease gets well. The majority get well. And if I fail treating that person, maybe there's somebody there, somewhere else that will be able to cure that person. I'm a holistic doctor. I know why people are sick. We don't attack bacteria, microorganisms, parasites, and so on directly in the system. When you are sick, we know that you are sick because your system is dirty. There are only three things that once your body encounter, you fall sick. When you are sick, it means your body is dirty. It means you have morbid in your system. It means maybe you have toxins in your system. Your vitality is low. So anybody who will be able to clean the system, then remove all the poison, the toxins, then raise your blood vitality, your lymphatic system vitality, your lymph vitality, raise your energy level, that person is able to cure every disease that you have, be it cancer and so on. It's not a practice that you come, you have malaria, they just look for malaria parasite and kill. You have syphilis, they look for the syphilis germ and kill. No, we know that if your system is clean, no bacteria grows where there's in a clean environment. I know I earlier said death is relative. There are things that will make disease grow in your system. Once your blood is acidic, diseases will grow, cancers will grow. Once there's morbid in your system, germ will grow. Once there's dead mucus in your system, germ will grow, diseases will grow. Once there's toxins in your system, it will cause inflammation, destroy your DNA, cancers and other things will come up, and so on. Any doctor who, even if the person can use just one plant, able to remove the accumulated waste in your system, remove the dead mucus in your system, remove all the toxins in your system, raise your body vitality or your vigor, raise vim in your system, build a body frequency that will be above that in which all the other diseases operate, then that person will heal every disease in you. So our philosophy is different from the orthodox system, and that is why we cure diseases with plants. But when you take those plants to the lab, you test, they will not kill the disease. You can come and use a leaf cure malaria, but you take that leaf to the lab, it will show that it does not kill malaria parasite. How comes? So that is the difference.
Okay, that's the difference. I'm not done with that question. Good evening, brother. I am Ewane Close. Where are you writing from? And good evening to you. Good evening, Mr. Kum. Thanks for always bringing in great minds like Dr. Richard Fru to enlighten, teach, preach, and educate the society. Doctor, I wish you well in your career. It's Dr. Isidore, a holistic doctor in modern traditional medicine in Bamenda. I don't know whether you know Dr. Isidore.
Yeah, I think I know him.
Okay.
I know him, Dr. Isidore, yeah. He's a young holistic doctor coming up.
Okay. Good evening to you, Dr. Isidore. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Dr. Fru is really a unique gift from God to the community. Kevin the Great, also writing from Bamenda. Good evening to you, Kevin the Great. Good evening, Dr. Fru. Please come and open a clinic here in Chang. Julius is writing from Chang. I don't know whether there is a clinic in Chang.
No, for now, people in Chang consult in Bafusam, but we are working towards that.
Okay, so Julius, you go to Bafusam. Good evening, doctor. Is diabetes curable traditionally? If yes, at what cost and for how long? Alan is writing from Loom.
Yes. Maybe diabetes, with the orthodox medicine, diabetes has no cure. Because if it is diabetes type 1, means due to the pancreas. It is due to the pancreas, means the pancreas has failed because you cause it to crash. Then if it's type 2, it's insulin resistance. It means the receptors at the level of the cell, they are not able they are not sensitive enough to cooperate with insulin to be able to break down sugar. So, but with traditional medicine, I have people, we have cured of diabetes more than 20, 50 years. Today they don't have diabetes. But if I say that, the orthodox doctor will say this man is a charlatan. Who told him that diabetes can be cured? You live on medicine forever and ever, amen. Because they are giving medicine but to bring down sugar. When you come to me that you have diabetes, I don't give you medicine to bring down sugar. I give you medicine but to go and repair your pancreas. Go and repair, to work in the DNA, the genes, to make sure what is causing insulin resistance, if it's type 2, to be repaired. Because we do genetic, if your genes have been modified, we rearrange them. we know how to repair genes using high-tech plants. So we are the one producing our medicines. So when producing medicine, we put down all what can cause diabetes. There are so many things that can cause diabetes, even failure, even from your kidney. There's a problem that can happen with your kidney and bring diabetes, can happen with your liver and bring diabetes, can happen with your heart and bring diabetes, can happen in your blood, your lymphatic system and bring diabetes. That one is our science.
Okay.
I don't want those who have studied the other way to say how manage.
Okay.
Or how so possible.
Alan,
it's our own science.
Yes, so Alan can call you after the program to understand how you can.
Yeah, when he comes, we'll do some investigation, know why he has diabetes. Then we start doing the corrections.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu and Dr. Fru. Loving your program. It's Lydia writing from Yaoundé. Good evening to you. Lydia, good evening. The program is very interesting. Dr. Fru is very wise and intelligent man. It's Anita writing from Campbell. Johnson says people say epilepsy is witchcraft in a village man notion. Do you agree? Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I can respond to that. It's becoming very common.
Good evening, doctor. What problem will a girl of 11 years old may encounter if she gets pregnant? It's Silas writing from Douala. Oh, Silas. Doctor, where can I find you? I'm from I have suffered from sexual weakness for more than 10 years. I have gone to hospital several times, but nothing has changed. Can you just call the numbers under your screen, please?
Can I respond to those two?
Yeah.
Epilepsy and a girl of 11 years. If a girl of 11 years gets pregnant, if she's matured enough, there's no problem. Was there not a case in America, was it 8 years or 9 years that the person got pregnant? There's no problem if you are matured enough. Yes, so it depends on the maturity. Yes. Then concerning epilepsy, whether it's called by witchcraft, there are some cases that are caused by supernatural forces, and there are some cases that are caused by diet. There are some cases that are caused by certain parasites in the system. They can lead to epilepsy, because epilepsy only comes when there's a problem with the brain. It causes the brain to start sending evil discharge of electricity. And there are some supernatural cases that they do certain works that works with the galaxy. Can work with the galaxy that influences your life. You see, like people do a horoscope. They say the galaxy have something to play with somebody's life. When you were born, you have some characteristics. It's true. There's some epilepsy that the people who do it, they connect it and work with the universe, with some galaxies. That's why some people, it's towards end of every month that their own will start. Some people only at night, the earth is rotating, that will start, meaning they have been programmed to work with the galaxies. There are some people, it only work when the sun is coming up. It depends. And then there are some cases it just come anytime. It depends on what is causing it. So it can be caused due to parasites, it can be due to bacteria, it can be due to some damages from different sources on the brain.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Liu and Dr. Fru. I wish to say that the mentality of traditional medicines, cheaper than other forms of medication, is very different to remove from the minds of Africans. I, for one, is an example. I encourage you to always give some considerations to your patients and treat them at good, reasonable prices without comparison. If you go that way, God will bless you the more. I am Kong Wilson Bankse, writing from Mokolo in the far north region. Okay.
Yeah, let me respond to that. You know, I earlier said my medicines are different. There are some rates that if you come below that rate, then Dr. Fru will close. Maybe the one that within the next year, you find me start closing all the clinics. I cannot pay rents, I cannot pay my employees, I cannot pay all the bills I need, I cannot pay my taxes, I cannot do this. Maybe that is what they want, so that I will remain very poor, while the Orthodox, they are making money, using the money and pumping in our ministry and the government and using to suppress us, because traditional medicine is down because they are poor. Everything in this world, the God of this world is money. If I could have money, to a certain level that I will be able to battle with the pharmaceutical industries. I can go into the system and say I pump in $20 billion or $10 million, and you see the system will be referring people to me. They will say that I consume Dr. Fru medicine. They want that traditional doctors, they should not make in some money, remain poor, so that the rich system, the other system should keep control it.
Okay, I wish to know when you will be consulting in Bamenda. Just call the numbers, please. The numbers are there. I wish to.
And sorry, and you listen people saying that traditional doctors are dirty. They keep saying they are dirty because they are poor, and they don't even have the money to send their children to school, and they remain there. And when they don't want us to generate something to help our environment, to build good hospitals and so on, to improve our packaging. Do you know how much I spend just to package one medicine? It looks the way people see. A lot of money.
Okay.
But most of my colleagues, they want to go to that level, but they are unable because they don't have the means. That is how they want us to remain. And the next moment they come and say we are dirty.
Okay.
Our things are not standardized.
I wish to express a problem that has been for about 5 years. My mother has been complaining of noise in her head, noise in the head throughout. She has been to hospital, but one doctor told her to come for the head section.
Yeah, it's a common problem.
Stop calling. Let me go.
Yeah, that problem is very common. Most people who have come to us will diagnose that they have the toxoplasma parasite. That toxoplasma is easily get it from contamination from domestic animals, mostly cats. Most of them have it, and when they start reaching certain age, those are saying cockroaches are crying in their ear, and they are singing hallelujah in their ears. They are doing this, but there are still a few cases can be due to pressure drips that they have taken will cause that. Too much pressure can cause some distortion, some negative effects in the brain. Some due to drops they have taken before, or some bacterial infections that have affected the ears and so on. Then majority from our research is due to the toxoplasma parasite, and following orthodox medicine, if we investigate, they say it has no cure on earth. We are the ones curing it in traditional medicine. We have medicines that we give is a protozoan. It falls under the family of amoeba. It's a protozoan.
Okay.
In most people even commit suicide is caused by the toxo because it controls your mind. Most people have brain tumors, cancers is mostly caused by it. Who suddenly get blind, most blind people is caused by it. Most women who have pregnancy, miscarriaging, most cases is caused by it. We know there are some other things that will cause that, but majority is caused by that toxo. People always cry of body heat. They feel things moving in their body. Oh, they say things are moving, witchcraft here and there. Majority is that. I'm saying that from experience. I'm a researcher.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Leo and Dr. Fru. Mr. Michael from Limbe. I've been trying of this. Is it not possible to make some of our natural medicines also injectable? For example, I know a leaf that works for fungi externally. I've been thinking, why can't it be made to work from inside? Okay. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Please, doctor, can you cure or repair urinating tract that was destroyed in an accident? Now I urinate with cathedral for 3 years now. Akwanga is writing from Betua. Good evening, doctor. Please, I'm a breastfeeding mother, but adding weight every day, even when I'm not eating. Anita is writing from Bambili. Yeah,
can I intervene too? Yeah, I'll start with Anita. You are breastfeeding, you are putting weight every day, means that your metabolism has dropped. People put on weight. Most of the time they are there only taking medicine to cut down weight. They don't know why they are putting on weight. There are people who can eat one cow every day. They will no longer grow fat because they have very high metabolism, the secret metabolism. That's why when we are producing medicine for weight, we produce the medicine that increases the metabolism in people who have weight. Because the secret is metabolism. When you are putting on weight, if you like, you reduce your diet. You say if you buy just a bit of something, your weight will increase because you have poor metabolism. But people who have very high metabolism, they can eat all the food in the world, they will never grow fat because they have very high metabolism. And there are things that we do somehow, some is inherited from our parents. We inherit their problems. They will come and commit our own errors, add the problem. So there are things that we do that go and impair our system and then drop your metabolism. And until you cure that, you do that, the repair your metabolic system so that your body will be able to metabolize everything that you are sending in effectively before your weight will drop.
Okay.
But if you are just taking only medicine to go and cut down fat, you cut it, the next day you come up and you spend your life drinking medicine to cut down weight.
Good evening, doctor. What is the solution for a guy who is suffering from erectile dysfunction and very weak erection? I'm watching you from Ghana. and how will I get your medicine?
Yeah, erectile dysfunction is caused by so many things. Some can be psychological, some can be negative energy. You must have slept with a woman who has a lot of negative energy and they send the thing in you, went and did a lot of havoc. Some can be due to infection, gonorrhea, syphilis, chlamydia, and others which you have treated or poorly treated or neglected. That has caused a lot of damages on the veins. Some can be due to the bad food you have eaten. You have been eating bad food that has gone and blocked all the spongy pathways where blood is supposed to flow and give erection. So there is no way for blood to flow and give erection. There are so many things that can lead to that. That's why when somebody is suffering from erectile dysfunction, we advise you to come and consult, not just buying things to pump blood to make your thing stand. You can pump and it cause and even destroy the veins. Come, we search for what is the cause and we tackle the root cause and you are free.
Okay, we are going to take a short break at this juncture. After that, we are going to continue with Dr. Richard Fru, who is our guest for tonight.
Welcome to the Garden of Eden Naturopathic Institute of West Africa, Geneva. Please come with me.
Bitter tea is a super medicinal product that has a holistic effect in the human system. It is consumed to cleanse the blood, clean the lymph system, detoxify the body cells, clear all morbid waste, toxic waste in the system. So we encourage everybody to go in for bitter tea, because when you take bitter tea, it will make sure it revitalizes your system, boost the immune system, take care of all bacterial infection, fungal infection, amoebic infection. It will take care of viral infection. It will remove poison, toxins in the system. It will give you vim, vigor, vitality. It will give you superpower above diseases. And people who take bitter tea, they hardly complain of malaria, typhoid, and so on, because the highest secret in the human system is the immune system. So bitter tea will boost your immune system, give you vigor, give you super energy above any disease that you ever come in contact with. So we encourage everybody to go in for bitter tea, whether it be in newborn babies or adolescents or adults. Everybody can take bitter tea because it's jam-packed with phytonutrients, bioelectrical nutrients. It's jam-packed with chlorophyll. It will give you all what your body deserves for a proper functioning, maintenance, support, protection, and life.
Bienvenue dans l'univers des plantes naturelles. Ici, nous sommes avec Geneva Holistic Teaching Hospital. Aujourd'hui, nous allons commencer avec 8 main solutions. Ça, c'est pour nos femmes. 8 main solutions lutte contre les myomes, les fibriomes, les kystes. Ça régularise le cycle menstruel de la femme. Ça lutte contre les règles douloureuses, les règles noires. Ça booste la fécondité chez la femme. Ça augmente au niveau de libido. Ça guérit et renforce les muscles vaginaux, sans oublier que ça lutte aussi contre les maladies sexuellement transmissibles, le cancer et aussi les tumeurs. Nous ne pouvons parler de la femme sans parler de son homme. Ici, nous avons Main Solution, ça c'est pour les hommes, puisque ça lutte contre l'élargissement de la prostate, le déséquilibre hormonal, les faiblesses sexuelles, puisque nous connaissons les hommes avec les différents problèmes de faiblesse sexuelle. L'éjaculation précoce, ça booste la fécondité chez l'homme, ça augmente son niveau de libido, ça lutte contre les maladies sexuellement transmissibles, ça lutte contre le diabète, maladie mentale, sans oublier aussi les accidents cardiovasculaires. Nous ne pouvons pas parler de l'homme et la femme et oublier nos petits bouts de chou, nos petits enfants avec Children Solution. Children Solution, c'est très bien pour nos petits bouts de chou, nos enfants, puisque ça lutte contre la typhoïde, le paludisme, la dysenterie, la fièvre, les constipations, les pertes d'appétit, les insomnies et l'hernie. Donc, Children Solution, vous connaissez, c'est pour vos petits bouts de chou.
Geneva Partners, Tico, Idinal, Suza, Idea, Kribi, Douala, Bamenda, Nkembe, Kumbo, Yaounde, Bafusa, Chan. Contacts 679-636-559 or 676-267-014 or 697-448-320. for consultations only. Contact his healer, Dr. Richard Fru at 677-628-980 or 699-958-893.
Welcome back. You're watching The Point on My Media Prime, and our host for tonight is Dr. Fru, who is going to be telling us how to valorize what we call country medicine. That's how he told me to call it now. You say it's country medicine.
No, I did not say country medicine. I say African medicine. But you can lie, you say country medicine, mean country medicine. But even though the way is globalizing, we are moving beyond countries.
Okay, but my next question to you, we are talking about holistic medicine,
yes,
which also has to do with the spiritual. You say it's not spiritual, you say it's metaphysics. But are there cases that come to you and you refer them to some, you don't like the word men of God, to some reverends, pastors to pray also on them?
Traditional medicine cannot go without prayers, cannot go without metaphysics. You know, it is just the way. What caused me to always get bitter or frown against many of these people who call themselves men of God is the way they allow themselves for the Western world to use them to destroy our culture, destroy African cultural heritage, destroy our medicine. They have made us to become a brainwashed people who have been reduced to consumers, to puppets, being manipulated by the West. Because every day they just follow them. I follow them. I've been inside. I follow them every day. I see what they do. A lot of rubbish outside there, and they are brainwashed. The followers. I'm not saying all. I praise a lot these traditional religious institutions or churches, because somehow
traditional religious institutions like
I'm not advertising them here, they know themselves. Well, let me just say, like the Catholics, the Presbyterians, and probably the Baptist, the Press, somehow they are not destroying our culture the way some of these other people who are just like Mungwing, that white destroying the farms. But not all. Thanks to our lectures, I have so many friends who are called prophets, apostles, and so on in town, who are beginning to acknowledge the importance of traditional medicine. They have gained knowledge and they have come up out of the box in which they were programmed and caged.
If I get you very well, the problem with some pastors is the fact that they don't want to acknowledge the importance of African traditional medicine.
Because of greed. Because they believe that when people get their healed, they have lost customers. They will not come there and give money, pay tithes, plant seed, first fruit, second fruit for them.
But the fact that you are not running a church, even if somebody gets healed from you, Dr. Fru, the person will still have to go to church.
Yeah, but you know, many of these people, they are only concentrating that they are healing. That is what they are using to hypnotize people to follow them. Do you think people leave here and go to Nigeria, leave here and go to Ghana, follow me? Or is it because they want to go and listen about the word of God? Is the word of God not being preached in our quarters? We don't have preachers there. They are looking for miracle, miracle of prosperity. That's what they are looking for.
Do you give prosperity medicine?
We have our own. We have our own appellations, because we know see. All those things are buried in nature. I earlier said the human being is an energy. If I drop a piece of sugar here, how do ants know that there's breakthrough somewhere, there's prosperity somewhere, there's food somewhere to come there? Ants will live kilometers to know where there's a cube of sugar or there's honey. Bees will come. How do they know that there is something good there? Who told them? Everything send out radio waves, frequency. It send them out. Human beings send them out.
Dr. Fru, what is your problem with Christians?
But let me finish now. Okay. You asked a question. Let me explain so that it will help to enlighten the people outside, because religion has used dogmas. They are dogmas. They have used their jargons to confuse people. and there are jargons everywhere. So I want to explain it so that a layman will understand.
Okay.
Just like I explained what they call spirit last time, so that people should not be afraid of spirits. How do ants know that there's a piece of sugar here? Everything sends out radio frequency, and it stems from certain pheromones, certain type of hormones that will produce. The pheromones that will tell you that there's an enemy, somebody is thinking evil against you. It's just that we have been brainwashed, we have diverted from nature, we don't get those signals again, we cannot interpret them. People who are attached to nature, they are so attached to nature, they get those signals, they know. Some people will say Santeman for chop, Santeman for enemy, Santeman for this. There are pheromones. That's why I have an oil called pheromonia oil that go and stimulate their pheromones. The pheromones that opens your way, make you have charisma, bring luck, may open with remove resistance. There are pheromones that are there just to protect you, make you have a frequency that is above the enemy. There are pheromones that will only tell you that there is an enemy approaching you. There are pheromones. If animals use that, fishes use that, you go into the sea. It's just people don't follow National Geography. They spend their time watching movies around. National Geography, you see fishes that are blind. They only send out pheromones. They know that an enemy is coming to eat them, and they know how to move. They send pheromones. You see, move like radiation. They know where there's food, but they are blind. You see that sharks send out frequencies, radio waves. You send them out. I earlier said you produce light, but just that we have been brainwashed. We are so blind. Then the pastor have also had to brainwash people. Everything spirit. What do they call spirit? That is why I found with them. That use religion to stupefy people. We don't think again. Anything we don't understand, we say it's witchcraft. Whereas the Chinese, even though they have their religion, but they have not been brainwashed, they are using it. I cannot see it yet. I send videos to everybody everywhere. It's not witchcraft. The video here will send out a spirit. The spirit will move even to the front of 100 people, and the spirits are being converted to images, and the people worry, but the thing is still in my phone. Just like you tell somebody that can sit here and attend 20 conferences spiritually, they say, is that not witchcraft? But when you sit here, video is in your phone. When I'm still seated here, you sit here, there's a video in your phone, you can share it 100 people, but the video is in your phone, the spirit went out and it will be converted to materialism, because everything in the physical world, it is a supernatural that is being manifested physically. They will not say because we have been stupefied by religion that people keep preaching everywhere, making people stupid. We don't want to learn to know what the human being produces. They call everything spirit. To know the energies, the frequencies, the radiation, the vibrations, to know how you can develop them, even develop those of other things, use them like gadgets.
Dr. Fru, it seems as if you have a serious problem with our pastors. You are not. You say people are stupefied.
Yes.
You say you started reading the Bible for a long time. You even taught,
preaching, teaching.
Yes. But why?
In the mid 80s.
Why are you not stupid yourself?
Because do you know when I started questioning religious books? When I was in Form 2 in Kaskumbat, I had my uncle. I was living with him. That is the one who helped me to go into this thing a lot. Because most of the time I was out, I was the one teaching in church, reading those books and teaching, preparing all the students for I exhausted the Pidgin Catechism 1, Pidgin Catechism 2, all the books to teach. And that's when I started. Then he knew he understood the Bible. You can analyze the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, and that is why I was able to know a lot about it. So when I was inside, I started asking questions when I was in Form 2. There was one time I went for summer holidays. I met that my uncle. I asked him, I said, Pa, is it true that Adam and Eve were the first people in this world? He looked at me, the small me, asking questions. But let me learn. No,
doctor, we are going out of.
No, I'm not going.
There are many.
It's health. Religion is all about health, human life. Health is not just about medicine, it's holistic. Let me define health. Health is a state of physical well-being, mental alertness, emotional and social adjustment, and spiritual development. I'm talking about the other part of health, spirituality.
No, doctor, you are preaching the Bible now.
Is it not spirituality? So, when I asked him, He look at me, he say, you are too small. You don't need to know the answer now. You are too small. When you be big, I will answer you. When I had my advanced level, 1993-94, I went back and asked him, that now I'm big. That is when he opened his mouth and explained a lot of things to me, which I will not even be sharing here.
Okay, you will not be sharing.
Some are not even good for children to listen.
Okay, Doctor, I think that there are many persons who have worries. Can we at least answer some of the questions?
No problem.
Okay, yeah. So that we don't forget about them and start preaching the Bible. We have enough pastors who...
No, most of the time, I'm always quoting the Bible because I find myself in the Christian world. The same thing I would have still be rejected so many things in other religious books.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Leo and Senior Dr. Fru. Okay, you are Senior Dr. Fru now. They have added
well, people can give the name. I did not give it. People give.
Senior Dr. Fru.
There's one in the early 2000s. 2001, 2004, you will find newspaper carrying that the prophet. They were calling me the prophet. I did everything to stop it.
Prophet Dr. Fru.
The prophet of the Garden of Eden. That's how they were calling me.
Okay. It's Felix from Limbe.
Even in my office, people enter and call me the pastor.
It's Felix from Limbe. Please ask doctor if he can eradicate acne, keloids behind the head. Is it possible? Can you do
that? Acne. That is, you have acne, it means there's too much fat in your system. Those fats can be due to maybe you have opposite hormones. Men who have too much male hormones because you are eating a lot of food that's supposed to be eaten by women. You have a lot of acne. If you are a woman eating too much food that is supposed to be eaten by men, you have a lot of male hormones. You start developing pimples and acne. But the keloids, if you start having keloids, it means that your body does not is allergic to wounds. The only cure is that I always tell people to go and use aloe vera, and many people have been healed. You stop scratching it. When you're itching, you keep scratching, they will be spreading. But you get aloe vera juice, you always apply there. It will take like a year or two before they disappear. You have to be patient.
Okay.
But when they talk of the back of the neck, they have to, most of those things, some is caused by fungi, some bacteria, and so it depends on the cause. But if it's keloid, then you do the same thing.
Okay. You've gotten the answer from doctor. Good evening. I'm Oben from Limbe, and I have blood clot on my labs for 3 years now, and it's making me feeling pains. How can I have a medication to dissolve it, because I don't want operation? Good evening, Mr. Leo and Dr. Fru. I have been hearing about your good treatment, Dr. Fru. Please, where are you located in Douala? I have a problem with gastric. I'm Kenneth, writing from Mbanga. Greetings to you in the studio. I wish to ask, where is your office situated in Douala? I'm in Yassa village. Can you just call the numbers on your screen, please?
Yeah, and they should not call me at night. I only pick calls between 8 a.m. and from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
Okay.
Yes, you call me very early in the morning, I will not pick. You call me after 6 p.m. I will not pick, except emergency cases.
Greetings, Mr. Kum. It's Francis from Bamenda. I appreciate the marvelous Renaissance work, reawakening you are doing in the studio. I wish to ask Giant Doctor. Wow, this one says Giant Dr. Fru is no longer senior. Just 2 questions. What does it take to produce a pro like Dr. Fru himself? Is it a gift or merited through hard work? If Dr. Fru can work hand in glove with politicians, will it not go a long way to valorize traditional medicine?
Yeah, thank you. You know, as at now, many people in the country, especially the system, they say traditional medicine is not yet approved. It's not yet, how can I put it? It's not yet legalized in Cameroon, and it has not passed through the parliament. They come up with a law, a legislation that we create a board and so on for traditional medicine, and that is why even the minister's hands are tied. He cannot do anything for traditional medicine. In 2006, we were working on a law at Mbamayo. I was representing the Southwest. They picked us in the 10 regions of Cameroon. I represented the Southwest at Mbamayo. We were working on a law on traditional medicine that will be tabled in Parliament, so that a legislation will come up, so that a law will come up that they will create a board for traditional medicine. In 2017, I was still invited by the delegation of public health. I went. We still work on it, and they say, okay, it was ready to be tabled. Since then, till today, we have not heard anything. So there's a lot that is happening that we find it very difficult to work with the authorities, especially the politicians, because their hands are tight. Because if there was a traditional medicine has already passed through a legislation in the parliament, and then a law comes up that we put in the penal code or as in the Cameroon penal code, then so many things will fall in place.
Okay.
But there's nothing.
Okay. What does it take to produce a pro like you? Is it from a gift or
it's somebody that looks like me, not me? Because I'm just me, my unique fingerprints, my unique DNA,
yes,
my unique self.
This is like.
Yeah, like me. Yeah, that is why we came up. If they watch the advert that part, they would have seen a story building. They said Geneva Bamenda. That was a school that we built to teach traditional medicine. We even had partners, African American, that came from abroad. They spent about 6 months here. You had food engineer. You had so many among them that were supposed to work like a team in that school. But the crisis came because we started doing the promotion. Was supposed to come in 2016. The crisis came, then things intensified, then the school was closed down. Now we are thinking of coming up back with the school. Maybe if things are still the way they are, we may change the location.
Okay. So you know, if you want to be like.
That is why the name Geneva. The name Geneva actually stands for the Garden of Eden Naturopathic Institute of West Africa.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and good evening to our able Dr. Fru. I really enjoy watching programs being coordinated by you, Mr. Liu, because I always gain something at the end of the program. We will be happy to have you most often with more quality programs. I would like to say hi to my father, Asongwe James Tala from Bamenda, Asongwe Aze, writing from Bonaberi. Bonaberi is in Douala. Good evening to you, Asongwe. Good evening. Good evening, doctor. Please, my sister is experiencing some blood coming out sometimes when she squats to free herself. What is causing it? I'm enjoying your program, watching live from Ghana. Okay.
Well, it depends where the blood is coming out. Is it? He did not specify whether through the vagina or through the anus or what. Okay. So let him come back and.
Okay. The person watching us from Ghana, can you just tell us from where the blood is oozing out of? Good evening. I'm Chris from Douala. Please, what can cause bad breath even after brushing frequently?
Yes, you know, many people spend their time buying things to brush mouth. Yeah, you can have bad breath because maybe you eat bad food that cause decay in your mouth, that grow bacteria, like all the sugary products that you buy around. Those are the things that make microbes to grow a lot in the mouth, or the sweet things, sweetened foods. Yes, but if the bad breath from the mouth, when you brush your mouth, where the bad breath will disappear. But more than 80% of people who have bad breath is either coming from the lungs or from the stomach. So when people come that they have bad breath, if it's from the mouth, nearly all the cases will get away because they always brush their mouth. It's mostly from the lungs or from the stomach. So if you have bad breath, either you have infections in your lungs or you have infection in your stomach, or both. So when people come, we only give them medicine to drink to cure.
Okay. Hello, doctor. Good evening. It's Vera from Yaoundé. Please, is there any cure when you have a hole in the heart? That one is.
Yeah. We have cured so many people. People were booked. They were asked 4 million. Yeah. Someone said they were going to India, and they came to. Some even got healed without even seeing me, just consuming my Try Me product. And within a few months, they got healed. Okay. Without even seeing me. Later on, they started giving me testimony. But we have special treatment for that. Whether your heart is enlarged, or there's too much fat, or your heart valves that are weak, they are getting bad, or there's a hole in your heart, or if there's any problem in your heart, there's a natural remedy for that.
Yeah, but some cases you refer now.
Well, it depends on the case. Because they instead refer cases from the other side when they are bad. They send them to me.
Ask Dr. Fru that where did he learn medicine? Jones is writing from Jumbi.
I was conceived and born as a medicine man. It means that I was practicing medicine in the supernatural before coming to this world. Then after that, I had mentors, mostly from Nigeria and a few from Cameroon. Then after practicing medicine for more than a decade, I studied with the Indians, and that's why I did my doctorate in a holistic medicine, naturopathic and natural medicine.
Okay. I was there when, was it a certificate or that was?
Yeah, because after my postgraduate program, I also won and Her Excellence Award for Holistic Medicine from the Indian board.
Yes, I was there,
Yes.
in Boya. Greetings, Dr. Fru. I'm Ruzi, admire and trust traditional doctors because they treat and clear any disease in you. Doctor, I don't know if you can help me explain my problems to you. I usually hear noise from my ears and my eyes always itch. Please help me explain them to me. I'm from Kumbu Banso. Just call the number and get to him. Good evening, Dr. Fru and Mr. Liu. It's Takang from Douala. Please, is your bitter tea good for someone more than 60 years who have diabetes and high blood?
It's good for everybody.
Okay, it's good for
Then concerning the eye, sorry, it's very important because people suffer eye problem every day. Their eye being damaged because they follow a treatment that is not holistic. Let me just pass this good information so that people should start thinking. Our philosophy of medicine is different. Once you start having problem with your eyes, whether they are itching or you are not seeing well, know that the problem is in your stomach or your blood or both. Don't spend your time treating eyes. Look for a holistic doctor who will cure your colon, your gut, remove the sickness and also remove what is in your blood, and your eyes will clear. But if you have eye problem, you spend your time treating only eye, then my dear.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu and doctor in the studio. Please, doctor, what is a cure for fungi all over the body? This is Basil writing from Yaoundé. Hello, doctor. Good morning to you all. I am Johnson texting from the far north. Oops.
Say morning. Maybe there is a different.
Yes.
So,
we are going to continue our program. Now, doctor, we are talking about valorizing. Do we also expect most of our traditional doctors to run clinics that also reflect standard, not some shrine-like structures, but even in the village, construct something that looks clean, neat, for people to feel free to be within your structures.
nothing is wrong with their shrines. It's just that the white man came and brainwashed us. We thought the shrine was evil. They came and said all those our small carving things or forecom, they were evil. But when they asked us to remove them and throw, they started bringing that of the white man to come and put around. They opened another shrines, opened their own shrines in the name of church, started lighting candles and so on, putting images of other people from abroad, and were bound there worshiping.
No, doctor,
you
that's
see,
not what I'm talking
no,
about. That's not what I'm talking about.
No, you are talking it with the Christian mentality. You ask that question with the Christian mentality.
Are you not a Christian, doctor?
Well, it depends on the type of Christian.
Okay.
Yes, I have my own type of Christian, which I am a higher Christian.
Okay.
Yes, not the one they preach around here. Yes, so they can improve because I said we are evolving. Everything is evolving. They should not remain ancient. They should improve, grow, even if they are to maintain their shrines. They should improve to a level that they become clean, good. They stop all these things cutting and pouring blood, making the place smelling, all those things. They improve. They improve. Don't you see the Bible has New Testament? The Old Testament, God was asking people to build shrines, cutting fowls and goats to invite his presence. According to it, cutting this. But now the new one came now. They pushed that old version of God, brought another new one. So traditional doctors too, they have to bring a new version of their shrines. Maybe they can build nice houses, put ties, or if they don't even put ties, they can still put their things and their food come in a new version, polish them, varnish them, and so on, make their altars in a good way, even though I don't have all those things. But it is my own, because we have different types of natural health practitioners.
Okay.
Just because I don't practice that, I'll condemn those who are practicing. I just want them to improve.
Okay. Now, we are faced with COVID-19. We've been living with HIV for a very long time. You are one of those who think that there is a conspiracy against the world and Africa particularly. Many persons are asking the question why HIV has been with us for so long, yet there is no vaccine. We saw COVID just came and we have more than 5 vaccines already available. Are you people not also disappointing Africa, because if there is a conspiracy theory against us and you people are existing, you should challenge the world and say, no, we don't need the vaccines. We can easily do away with this.
Who is to challenge Dr. Fru?
I don't know.
Okay. Let me tell you what happened in the year 2005. I was at the Bafut Fonds Palace to receive an award that was being given by a certain newspaper group. So the governor was present. Do you know that the governor instead spent time preaching against my medicine that were curing HIV? They call it Candlestick 2000. That was the name of the medicine. Until he was carrying a newspaper, then he came, instead of sharing this, he was instead campaigning against an African medicine that was being welcomed everywhere. See, who am I? Okay, the president of Madagascar, he came up with a medicine, right? Can you still publish anything on Facebook? Just go to Facebook and just, even on your page, just type COVID or coronavirus. Facebook will threaten you or even block your page. Your page. I'm telling you that they go on vampires ruling this world. They use certain people among all the authority, people to suppress people who want to come up with what will help the world. Can any traditional doctor in this world still publish anything about COVID or coronavirus? Just type only the word coronavirus, Facebook just warn you immediately. They warn you. You type again, they block you 30 days or they suspend you. Don't you see somebody in America is the one controlling the world? Those group of people? Just go and type certain things, they warn you. Can that president, he's a president that has powers, can he still publish anything on Facebook or on social media about his medicine? They'll bring that his page. Even the president of America, the mighty president, was he not blocked on Facebook? See, there are people ruling this world, a certain family. They are the ones who created religion. I've done a lot of research. They're the ones who created religion. They are the ones ruling the world. Just some few families. There are just about 3 families ruling this world. They are the ones controlling money, controlling all the wealth. They are the ones doing everything. It's just people will not understand. Few families. Even the presidents of the world are answerable to them. They're the one making the money. They're the one creating all the chaos. They're coming up with solutions.
Yeah, but you people should beat them.
If our policy makers made a policy that they are going to back us, the parliament come up with a law that will back us, the rulers of the nations of Africa back us and stood firm, not allowing themselves to be manipulated by those people that way, then we have a voice. Don't you see China? Who will go and manipulate China? They have their Chinese traditional medicine. That is what is reigning there. Chinese traditional medicine. Why our own leaders saying that we are still suffering from neo-colonialism. We are still under colonialism. Can they talk? They are being remote controlled by the West. So what can they say? Nothing. Then you want Dr. Fru to say what? We are doing our works and talking like I'm talking here is entering ears. It's not going in vain. It's entering here because I've been speaking over the media since 1995 and a lot of change has taken place. And I believe what I'm saying here, many people who have authority are watching, is working in their consciences, unless they don't have conscience. It's working in their consciences and they're thinking, even though their hands are tied, because their hands are tied, they are working on it. They will sit home and be preaching to their children. Even if they cannot accomplish it, what they will pass to their children, tomorrow their children will do something.
Okay, but do you think that there was also need, or there is need for an African university that should focus on valorizing what you people have been doing? This is the mother of medicine, as you say.
No, we have schools that teach African medicine, but the pharmaceuticals that have amassed, they deal with billions. They are able to make the thing to be a money generating institution. See, they have made it that it's just disease, drug prescription, disease, drug prescription. They amass money. They are using it and pumping in our governments and so on. Okay, do you know that there are hospitals that there are NGOs abroad in America, the systems, they pump in money in Cameroon, even mission hospitals, and cause them, and one of the string ties is that they should campaign against traditional medicine. Do you know that a mission hospital, that once you enter in this Cameroon, the first thing they'll start telling you is that don't take traditional medicine. If you take it, you will die. You have HIV, once you enter there, they will warn you never to take traditional medicine, that you take, you will die. You have cancer, you enter the mission hospital, that's supposed to fear God, that they won't preach it. And that's why I don't deal with most of them. I deal with government hospitals. My patients, I send them to Central Pasteur, I send them to La Cantini, I send to the general hospitals, because the doctors there, they don't act the way the doctors in the mission, most of the mission hospital, they act. Because the white man is giving them money. That is where you know that religion is capitalism. Instead, the government hospital, the doctors there, they have more conscience than many in the mission hospitals. They allow money to buy their consciences, that they want preaching against traditional medicine. When in their Bibles, if you read Ezekiel 47:12, they say for the leaves of the trees are for healing of the nations. You read Revelation 22:2, for the leaves of the trees are for healing of the nation. You read Jeremiah 8:22. The Bible asks, Jesus asks, is there no balm in Gilead? Are there no physicians there, mean medicine men? If they are there, why not is the health of the daughters of my people not recover? If the King James Version, why not the health of my daughters? But in the other Bible, why not the health of my people not recover? There are hundreds of verses in the Bible that back traditional medicine. But you see mission hospitals, because the words are pumped, they're giving them grants, they're contradicting the same Bible they read, telling people not to eat traditional medicine, that when they eat they will die. But if you find them at night, you go to their rooms, they are drinking, but deceiving people to die, not to take traditional medicine. But the same people, you go home, they cook alcohol, go eat it.
Maybe they are also worried because they don't know who actually regulates your sector. There is no board in Africa or in Cameroon that ascertains the authenticity of what you guys are producing. How do you standardize it? Who validates the quality of what you give to people? Maybe they are waiting for when the government finally created board, and then before, yes, it's like the drinks.
They are all hypocrites. When you see most of them there who make that nonsense, who are making those nonsense in the hospital of greed for money, because when they keep people for HIV, as they are doing those things, registering their name, they fax abroad and they send them kickbacks. The pharmaceutical industry pay them. They pay them. Each patient they keep, they have amount of money that they get at their own profit. Each patient they keep giving what is coming.
Yeah, but that's
so, see,
HIV, not
those people
not
they pretend. You will see them even going to shrine that they remove their legs and enter. They give them things that are not even like what we produce, and they are eating to protect themselves, to occupy offices. But when they can't go to the hospital, they deceive the patients. Go and see what they drink from shrines in the village, which the hygienic in nature there is even questionable if you want to go in the context of what they call hygiene or death. But they come and pretend in the daylight.
But that's personal to them. But at the hospital,
they pretend.
Yeah, but at the hospital, they are treating an entire village, entire region.
Okay, let me ask a question. When they go around eating all this our traditional meat is medicine, because the mami grind jangsang or kongobong, bush pepper or mix. Just had a mix. It's medicine. They box all those doctors there who has given the standard of the quantity of pepper, maggi, or the quantity of okongobong, masopo. They put in those soups that they are eating every day. Has it killed them? You see, it's greed and politics. Greed. They condemn it, but when they go home, do they measure the quantity of okongobong, the quantity of bitter leaf, the quantity of salt? They measure a standard that the scientists have put to prepare all the food they prepare. But when the same thing is prepared and then label medicine, the question, but if I label it food or no question, greed. Greed. So you see, it's just greed. When we prepare it, we say food, traditional meal. They don't question, have you taken it to the lab? Have they even checked the toxicity? They eat. Even the mami in the village, who has not even gone to school, you will mix everything, just grind jangsang, mix bush pepper, mix all those plants, mix, not even the way we mix follow ratio, mix all the doctors as they say food, they eat and lick their finger, no question. Has he killed them? And then they will die in the hospital again after the patient not to eat those things, and when they eat, they will die. Greed.
Doctor.
And the greed is more than in the mission hospital. I'm saying the truth here.
Doctor,
people are watching me outside. They stand to testify.
Doctor, don't you think that there is need to some extent control what you guys are doing?
There's a need. Anything that does not have a control, then is bound to go astray. Traditional medicine needs some control. And that's why we are fighting. That's why I wrote even to the minister. It needs control. A board should be created so that there will be some order in traditional medicine. They will create a board and people will pass through it. They will do screening, testing, following their traditional beliefs and so on, following so that they should know who is practicing, how the knowledge the person has in practicing. Because today, because of the freedom, I can just stand here and say, if you have a cataract in your eye, early case, squeeze masopo and drop. You'll see somebody with them nothing. If you have a night poison, harvest a king grass and eat with some alagata pepper. If you have this, you see somebody with nothing. The next day, the person will take a small bag, start announcing that I can cure night poison, I can and become a doctor. There is no order. But they don't know that medicine is beyond knowing those plants. I can give you all what I have, but you'll not be able to cure people. Before you want to become a holistic doctor, an African doctor, you need to master health. You need to master the human physical and metaphysical physiology, anatomy. You need to master the universe, how the universe operates. You need to know that health goes beyond science. Health, the practice of medicine, is an act. And that is why in traditional medicine we take into consideration the forces acting in human beings and the forces acting in nature that are working in synergy with the forces in human being to bring healing. And that is why traditional medicines raises medicine beyond the narrow materialistic worldview. And when we raise medicine, talking about so many things, people say it's witchcraft.
So what you're saying is that there is nobody who certifies what you're doing and what others are doing in Cameroon?
No, they certify. I'm being certified by the government to operate. I'm also registered with the Traditional Doctors Association. My institution is registered even like an NGO. So the government is aware. I have my document that back me to operate.
Yeah, but nobody.
But we mean this professional certification. That a board for traditional medicine, that experts in traditional medicine is there. Experts that when you sick, they look at you, they send frequency you and scan you to see whether this man is a crook. Then before testing to know you have normal intelligence and so on, they judge you intuitively to see whether you are qualified to answer that name, African doctor, not orthodox doctor, African doctor, who is somehow holistic. Or if you come there, you're currently a side pain, you are specialized, then they give you a document that you are just expert in side pain. But if you come like a general practitioner, that you can handle ABC plus etc., then they start seeing whether you master what is health.
Okay, they start seeing whether you master what is health. But doctor, some people are actually also very worried when to call some of you doctors. Are you a doctor?
I think I just explained that. Traditional health practitioners are more of doctors than people who call themselves doctor because they spend 7 years in studying how to, in a medical school, how to prescribe drugs.
It means in Gambia man in the village.
The word doctors means teacher. Go around and see those who are teaching. The word doctor stems from the Greek word doceri. Go and investigate. These people came and met us bearing the titles teacher. Then they came in this early century. Orthodox medicine is not even up to 200 years old. Traditional medicine have been there for hundreds of millions of years. We are the one bearing the title doctor. They came, made the money, bought the governments of the world, and then see the title, create their system, and started misusing that word, that title doctor. Doctor, that title doctor is supposed to be owned by people who teach, people who have studied like teachers in school, who are teaching. People who teach in traditional medicine, all traditional medicines are traditional doctors are doctors. Go to the cars. Who are those moving and educating people in the car on how to live healthy? Who are those in the marketplace teaching people how to live healthy? Who are there even in the church teaching people how to live healthy? Who are there on the radio and television teaching people how to live healthy? With the other medicine, the system is that diagnose disease and prescribe the pill. That is the system. I have people who are practicing medicine in US. If you are caught teaching people, educated them how to eat plant, how to eat food to live where their license is seized.
Okay. Hello, doctor. I'm called Jean from Bamenda, Vicky Street. Please, I want to ask what the cure of pains around the umbilical cord in the stomach. Please, what's the cure for chronic gastric, slowing your breath in the process? Doctor will take some of those questions you ask. Doctor, can you treat a woman who has not been able to get pregnant in her life so that she can get pregnant? John is writing from Yaoundé.
Those are common complaints they bring to us every day.
Okay, so doctor, good evening. I took Nest Kanda and Panasolin since morning. I can go out. I'm very weak. What is happening from Bamenda?
Yeah, Nest Kanda is a common tea that one of our oldest, even little children, even 1 month old, they drink. So if you have the Panasolin, it is an anti-inflammatory medicine. Maybe it is the Panasolin. Check it. Maybe you should just drink enough water, but it's not advisable to drink a lot of water at night.
Maybe they did not eat before taking it also?
It depends on what the medicine has made in the body and the battle that the medicine is battling with, or what the person ate, or maybe the person took the medicine and failed to drink water. There are a lot of acid, a lot of toxin in the system that was supposed to drink enough water to flush out all those things.
Okay.
Yes.
I heard doctor, pastors speak the truth. I am behind you. Traditional medicine cures while some manufactured drug schools. I am with you, doctor. I had Erickson Mayer writing from Tumbo. Tumbo is Tumbo is. Good evening, doctor. Please, who are those 3 families who are controlling the world? Hi, doctor. Fru, your program is good and interesting. Please, I wish to ask this question: what causes a prolonged gastric with best is Silas Mokube, writing from Douala. Silas, good evening to you. Doctor, I'm from womb. I have not seen my period for almost 1 year and some months, and I'm 41 years. What should I do? Okay, good evening, my sister. Good evening, Mr. Liu and Dr. Fru. Please, doctor, whenever I sleep and wake up, instead of feeling relief and energetic, I instead feel very weak. Is Dylan writing from Boya? Doctor, good evening. Please say something about African panacea. Does it actually cure many sicknesses?
Well, it's not my medicine, so I don't know much about it. The manufacturer can say.
Okay, but can you answer some of the questions first?
Yes, somebody said whenever she sleeps, get up in the morning, feel very weak and tired. So those are common complaints we get every day in the clinics. So many things can cause that. It may be the person sleeps late and does not sleep well, then get up, feel very tired. It depends on what the person ate during the day, before the night that he went to bed. Maybe I'll be eating bad food, too much acid and so on, things that stress the system. Or maybe the patient is always eating at night. When you go to bed, while you are there, instead of the organs resting, the kidney to rest, the digestive system to rest, all the organs to rest, the brain to rest, they are instead there, the brain is there programming how the food will be digested in your sleep, and the organ spend time walking because you eat at night, go and sleep with food in the stomach, and you are there dreaming bad dreams and so on. Get up, you feel tired because you eat late in the night. There are so many things that can lead to that. Some can even be there are so many a lot of negative energy. Maybe you have a lot of negative energy around you when you are asleep. It enters your subconscious mind. You affect your whole system, because negative energy mostly enter when you are deep asleep, and the subconscious mind is active. That when negative energy penetrates. When I call negative energy is what you go to church, they'll say witchcraft, spiritual, or whatsoever. But we call all those things negative energies. The more they enter the subconscious, then they can manipulate and affect your organs and your whole system.
Okay.
Yes, there are so many things that can lead to that.
Good evening, doctor.
So it's good the person come and consult, so I will look for what is wrong and flush those things out.
Doctor, my son has been suffering from snoring when sleeping since birth, and he is unable to breathe when sleeping. Is Elvis writing from Yaoundé? Elvis, can you just call doctor using the numbers under your screen? Hello, it's Jinka Christian from Boya. Down, doctor, I took your drugs and it's disturbing me.
Medicines, not drugs.
Okay.
It depends on what she took.
Okay.
Any medicine will react in people differently depending on what the battle meets in the system.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Please, what's the medicine of toothache? It's Esther writing from Bafusam. Esther, please, anybody who has a problem, I think they should just call you.
Yes.
Doctor. I'll read the message.
And that person with toothache first all need education.
Okay.
Because it's bad bad lifestyle, feeding habit that is causing a toothache.
Good evening, doctor. I am having a problem of sexual weakness. I'm Peter, writing from Douala. Peter, call the number. Good evening, doctor. Is there any cure for HIV? If yes, why not publicize it? John is writing from
I can just talk about that. We have been talking about that for long.
Good evening, Mr. Liu and Doctor. I'm Marvel from Gaundiri. I have been suffering from sudden pains in my body. Okay. Mabel, can you just call the number? Doctor will attend to you. Good evening, Mr. Liu and Senior Doctor Fru. It's Felix from Limbe. Please ask Doctor if he can eradicate acne.
Yeah, I just responded to such.
Yeah. Good evening to you in the studio. I'm Claude in Yaoundé. Please, Dr. Fru, how reliable are your branch representatives? Can they really do reliable consultations? Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah. Let me respond to that. I go around to consult in the clinic just once every month. And can you imagine from the 90s? From the 90s, we are now in 2021. All the branches are managed by those we train and put there, and they are working well.
Okay.
So they are reliable.
Hello, good evening to everyone there. My anus has grown a tail, and it is high and pains, and at times it reduces its size. I don't really understand what is the problem. I'm Blessing, writing from Bonaberi.
Let the person come and consult. Maybe it's hemorrhoid.
Can you just call the numbers on your screen, please? You be. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Please, doctor, how can sugar be treated? I'm Immaculate, writing from Edinau. Good evening, doctor. I'm Suleiman from Moyuka. I have been experiencing premature ejaculation for 3 years now, to no solution. Please, can it be cured? Okay, Suleiman, can you just call the number? The number's under your screen. Good evening, doctor. White water is coming out from my vagina. What is the cause and what is the solution? Is Chanel, writing from Yaoundé.
I think because of time, there are a lot of messages coming in, a lot of messages. So I will just advise people that because they are all about health, yes, those are not things that can really help them here, because most of them show that they have infections, they have poorly treated infections, some are chronic, some are acute. So they should just follow the contacts under the screen. Contact, they call, and I've advised that people don't call. I'm getting tired. I've overworked on getting tired. I do a lot of research, and I hate when people call me during odd hours. Some people call odd hours, but hey, now I get time. I close your own work. Now one can disturb me. So I receive calls only between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Okay.
From Monday to Saturdays.
Good evening, Mr. Leo and Doctor. I'm Divine from Mundimba. Have been suffering from pile for 6 years. What can I do to eradicate this illness from my body? Please, Mr. Leo, read my message to Doctor. I'm really suffering. Okay, Divine from Mundimba. Just call the number like Doctor said. Good evening, Mr. Leo and Doctor. I'm okay in Ekita village. Help me to ask Doctor if he has a lab ball try. I don't know what's labor try. Good evening, Dr. Fru. For 5 years now, my child has not yet walked, and I need your advice. Can you just call Dr. Fru using the number? Good evening, doctor. Your program is good, though you seem to have a lot of problems with pastors.
Yes.
I went to the hospital and was tested of yeast cell, and all the medicines seem not to be helping. Please, what traditional therapy can I take? Fred.
The system need to be cleansed of sugar, all the sweet things, all the sweetened foods. Because you'll be surprised that you'll be surprised that the person is taking medicine for the yeast cell, but they're still eating fermented food, still eating sugars and sugary products or sweetened products, drinking all the sweet things. Why those are things that fuel it? Because yeast is everywhere, even in the air, in our stomach, in the tract bed. It should not be above a certain threshold.
Okay.
It should not outweigh other normal body flora that is competing with it.
Okay. Good evening to you all in the studio. I've been following this program since from the start. I'm with you, Dr. Lukong Eric is writing from Doc. Good evening, Doctor. My sisters has been complaining about toothache, and people say a fighter can cure it. I don't know what to do about that. Elvis writing from Yaoundé. No, how can fighter cure it? Hello, good evening, everyone there. Okay. Good evening, Doctor. Giselle from Boya. What can cure persistent sore throat? Just call the number. Hello, Doctor. I've followed you for over 10 years or so. I think you are a great guy at your profession and a wonderful orator, and you deserve the recognition you are asking for. Keep up the good work. More you aren't growing old. Kudos.
Thank you.
Claude is writing from Yaoundé. This one says, ahead, Doctor. Pastor, speak the truth. I'm behind you. Traditional medicine cures. Okay. This person is writing from Tumbo. Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Kum. Doctor, I wish to find out from the doctor how long it takes to cure diabetes. Can restrictions in food really help? Alan is writing from Loom. Good evening, Doctor. Please, is there a solution for women who don't feel sex? Desmond is writing from Boya. Good evening, Mr. Liu and Doctor in the studio. Please, Doctor, what is a cure for? Please, Doctor, what is the solution to fungi? Basil is writing from Yaoundé. The doctor just answered that I am having coughing 1 year now. What can I do to stop coughing?
Yeah, I think this one concerning coughing.
Annie is writing
many
from
people are suffering from that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have people who come to us. They have been suffering from cough from birth. Some 10, 15, 20 years. Some they say they had growth in their lungs, it's allergy and so on. Because some coughing is because there's something. Some have growth or they have some ulcers or some. How can the word, the adjective, the verb to use is disappearing. Yeah, but they have some problem in their lungs, which is not even bacteria, because maybe there's some growth or some little things in their lungs that they need to cure before the cough goes. So we have such cases that we have cured so many.
Okay.
Yes.
Good evening, Doctor. It's Albertine from Bamenda. I have racist anytime I shave. What does okay, you want to say rashes? What does that mean? Okay. Hello, good evening, Doctor. Some white milk always comes out from my private part. Rose is writing from Limbe. Rose, can you just call the number?
All these complaints they are giving are all infection diseases. Okay. So I advise people, all these complaints they are giving me, they have visited their messages or not. They just need to call during the right hour for advice on what to do.
Good evening, Doctor. I'm not hearing with my right side ear. What can I do? Just call, please. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm senior doctor. I have been experiencing skin rashes on my buttocks and my side penis. Whenever I scratch it, expand. Please, how can it be cured? Desmond is writing from,
that our patient, let the patient come and consult, so that we'll also check herpes. We'll do herpes, that herpes simplex virus test, while also checking other STIs.
So herpes is, if there is herpes, you could prescribe something?
Yeah, herpes is something that is very difficult. Even medically, they say there's no cure. So we make like this because we mostly work, but through those, I gave 3 principles that once any doctor who can do them can cure nearly every disease on earth. Any doctor who will be able to clean the blood, detoxify it, clean lymph, like the lymphatic system, detoxify it, remove all toxins in the system, then alkalinize the system, raise the body pH, then give vim, vigor, vitality to the system, raise the body frequency. That is the doctor that can cure nearly every disease.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I wish to ask doctor, I did family planning. After 5 years, I removed it, but now my menses is not flowing well and my stomach shows as if I am pregnant. Please, what can I do? I'm Suzanne writing from Batoke. Suzanne, can you just call doctor? Good evening, Dr. Fru, please. Doctor, when I stool, some white tissue liquid issue usually comes out from my private part. Please, what could be the problem?
It's an infection.
Richmond is writing from Moliko. Those are infections. Okay, the person from Ghana says the blood was oozing out of the anus.
Okay, yeah, it means that it depends. Maybe it may be around the anus. It's coming right from the rectum or right deep in. Maybe there is a bleeding hemorrhage due to a tear because of one thing or the other. It may be mechanical or maybe due to infection. Okay. Yeah, so let the person connect, get to me. Then I will have to ask a few questions to know what is wrong.
Doctor, I have a 1-year-old daughter and my husband wants me to carry another child. Please advise me. Is Destiny writing from Yaoundé? Can you just call doctor? Hello, good evening, dear. Please, I was operated for hernia since 2 years now, but my private part is still swelling. Please, what may be the cause? Sylvester writing from Yaoundé. Doctor, we have to end here, unfortunately. Please, yes, if you have something to ask a doctor, just use the numbers on your screen and ask him. We cannot take all the messages, and we cannot also run the program beyond now. We want to say thank you for coming, doctor.
It's all my pleasure being invited to come here and talk to the people.
That you are playing the real role of the doctor teaching.
Yes, that is the word. I want people to put it in their head, because people have been over brainwashed to the level that they don't even know the meaning of doctor. They allow people who learn book come and be confusing them. The word doctor stems from the Greek word dosery, which means teacher. Because the first doctors that existed were teaching people how to live healthy, what to eat, what not to eat, what to drink, what not to drink, and so on. They were also giving them food and good diet to live well. Those are the people who were called doctors, teachers, not what we have been made to understand now.
Okay, doctor, thank you very much for coming. We want to thank you all who took time off to watch the program. The production team is not easy. Today is Sunday. Many persons are resting. We are here working because we want to build our nation, we want to build our community. We also want to join doctor in teaching our people. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.